Cuirass Docks, and my least favorite act. Here I briefly consider if I want a new mercenary. The cold enchanted spells do sound really nice, but these sweet paladin warriors are just way too good to let go of, so I'll just stick with Emilio! You know, the funny thing about Cuirass Docks is I've been here probably 100 times, and I still have not memorized its layout. Going out to the Spider Forest to see my most favorite part. I love watching the Wanderer melt. Look at him turn into worms. Loser.
Ooh, piece of candy.
And would you look at that? The Jade figurine from the first boss group. That's pretty cool because I never usually get it. Now, why would everybody say that Act 3 is their least favorite act? Full disclosure, I don't hate Act 3. I just dislike it. Why is that? Well, I think the reason is that it's basically like Act 2, just longer and more convoluted and just worse in the worst ways. Yes, Act 2 has its moments, but Act 3, the first half of the act is its moment. You're basically wandering around the forest to look for items to put into the cube. You then take that cube and you make an item, and you take that item and you put it in a socket. But instead of 2 items, you're finding 4. Not to mention, a lot of the zones in Act 3 are more maze-like, especially the jungles, so it makes finding the first 3 parts kind of a slog. But once you hit Lower Kurast, the act becomes fun again and has some of the most memorable set pieces in the entire game. Overall, I feel like this is just a repeat of Act 2, just a little bit harder and more convoluted, but I still appreciate it.
Ooh, piece of candy.
And that piece of candy turned out to be the Diggler, which is a really cool dagger for a dagger barb. However, as a solo self-found, and immediately after finding that piece of candy, I find the Flail Jungle. This is going to be a really quick act, I hope. However, I wasn't done with the Spider Forest just yet, and after a short walk, I find the Spider Cavern. I always hesitate in this spot because I can never remember which one I need to go into. Is it the Spider Cavern? Is it the Arachnid Lair?
Ooh, piece of candy.
YOLO County, I guess. And that piece of candy turned out to be Vidala's Ambush. It's a great start to an Amazon set, but compared to the stealth, meh. And my YOLOing is paid off, and opening the chest for Kalim's eye. So now that I accidentally found the Jade figurine, it's time to do this. Talk to everybody in town for this stupid bird quest. And all that for an insignificant amount of life. Maybe people wouldn't hate Act 3 so much if the quest rewards were actually worth the effort. Enough complaining, time to move on to the Flail Jungle. Good thing I know where that's at since I already found it. Wow, and the Gibbin as well? Some quick work dispatches. He died too fast for me to see the name. And here's the Gibbin. Ormus will be really happy for me bringing this back to him. Now that I'm done here, I can head off to Kurast to find the next part of Kalim's body. Yeah, there's nothing wrong here at all. Something that makes this act much more bearable is something called the Great Marsh Skip. Usually the map in early Act 3 goes Spider Forest, Flail Jungle, Great Marsh, and then Lower Kurast. However, with the random generation of the maps, it's very possible that the Flail Jungle can connect directly to Lower Kurast. And it just happens that I have a really great seed because I got the Great Marsh Skip. After quickly dispatching Stormtree, I am off to Lower Kurast. It was right here in the middle of Lower Kurast when a thought hit my brain. I feel like I'm missing something. And then it hit me.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong here at all.
I got the Gibbin from the Flail Jungle and I thought I was good. I completely forgot about the Flail Jungle and Kalim's brain. Worse yet, I didn't get any of the waypoints between here and the jungle. So now I'm treated to a lengthy walk back. I find the Flail Jungle waypoint, went back to town to give Ormus the Gibbin since he asked so nicely for it, and away we go! This place looks familiar. And here we are, the Flail Jungle. And after a very uneventful Flail dungeon, totally not worth the run back, we killed Witch Doctor Indugu for the chest that contains Kalim's brain. Meanwhile, back at the Flail Jungle, we gotta do the long walk back to Lower Kurast, but at least I got this waypoint. we are back again at Lower Kurast, only to run right through into the Kurast Bazaar. I did try to break up the running a little bit by doing one of the disused feigns to see if I can get the book quest. It was at this point where I had a thought. I hadn't been finding a lot of pieces of candy lately. Is it because I'm just rushing through? Is it because I'm not killing so much? I only found 2 pieces of candy so far, and I can't use any of them. Maybe I'll just slow down a little bit in the second half of Act 3. But I had no luck this time. After wandering around aimlessly for a while, I finally find the sewers, and this is where Kalim's heart is held. I've always had a particular way I do the sewers. I always hug the left-hand wall, and eventually I find the second level. The problem with the sewers is that the stairs down can spawn in like 6 different locations. It's not really worth memorizing, so I just hug the wall like a blind man and eventually I find it. This part kind of highlights why people don't like Act 3 so much. It is a lot of running around to cube not 2, not 3, not even 10 items. 4 items. After a lot more mindless walking, here's level 2. Level 2 is a short walk. And here's the chest. And here's Kalim's heart. Now I have 3 of the 4 parts. The last part is held by the Council. To get to Upper Kurast, I employ the same exact tactics I used to find the sewers level 2. I just hug the left wall and follow it up. There are 2 exits in the sewer that exit into Upper Kurast. And in my opinion, it's a lot easier than just going out and then finding the exit from there. And here it is. Unfortunately, Upper Kurast is just another place we run through. Nothing to see here, move on. In Upper Kurast, I try one of the forgotten temples to see if I can find the book again, and I get no luck again. Guess I won't find it this run. This is the worst part about the Boazon. In short order, I find the Kurast Causeway. This place is a little weird because it's so short. I wonder why the developers made the decision to make it this way? Oh, here's the Travancore. Alright, time for one of the harder fights in Act 3, the Council. My plan going in was just to pick them off from range one at a time, you know, like a Boazon would. And in quick speed, Torque is down. And there's my Kalim's Flail. I have all 4 parts now. Yeah, I aggroed them all. Time to YOLO it.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Gatson's reign is
And the candy was Cathan's Visage. Time to make Kalim's Flail. Ooh, shiny.
Ooh, piece.
Smashy smashy goes the orb. Moving right into the Durance of Hate, Mephisto's lair. After a strangely uneventful level 1, time to move on to level 2. So my issue with the Durance is that it's huge. You can spend upwards to 10 minutes running around and killing all the mobs just to find the exit of each level. The entrances and exits can spawn in almost every corner here. Oh, never mind. Well, I'm gonna go find the waypoint in case I want to do some Mephisto runs.
10 hours later.
See what I mean? Here's level 3, and it's time to tackle the Council and Mephisto. Oh wait, random monsters. I forgot. Well, this is gonna be a lot more easy than I thought.
Ooh, piece of candy.
And that candy is Saigon's Guard, a great paladin shield. It looks like the random monster generation didn't get rid of all of the council members, but there is a lot less of them here to handle. Now it's on to the final challenge. Mephisto does a ton of things that are dangerous. Not only is his physical hits painful, but he also casts shock and spirit bolts. Emilio, go! And here's more riveting Amazon gameplay. And just like when things get tough, you run away like a coward. And we are back at it. And Mephisto goes down.
Ooh, piece of candy.
He drops some candy, but there's no time for that. We gotta go catch Diablo.
Success.